students, in today's session we will discuss Clapeyron's theorem. Basically we will try to analyze one more problem based upon this theorem. So what is the Clapeyron theorem? We will briefly revise it. Clapeyron's theorem is a theorem which is help us to analyze continuous beams, right? In the continuous beam, we have seen that number of unknowns are raised more than the 3 or goes beyond 3, and that's why we need a extra compatibility equations to solve such a indeterminate structures, right? And therefore, we have taken the help of this 3-moment theorem where we are calculating moments by taking the 3 conjugative supports out of a continuous beam, right? We have solved one problem. Today we will go for one more problem which has a little different plot, and before that I will remind you the equation which we have applied in this method. The equation is moment into ratio of length by I plus twice of moment at second support into addition of length by I ratio and length by I ratio of a second support, and then moment at third support. This is the moment at second and this is the moment at first support, and moment at third conjugative support into a ratio of length to I by 2. It is equals to 6a into x1 bar divided by I1 L1 plus 6a2 x2 bar divided by I2 L2, right? This is the equation which we are dealing or which we are solving, and the terminologies in it, I hope you have habitual to it so far. A stands for area, A1 and A2 stands for the bending moment diagram area for 2 different spans, which you can directly, while applying into the sums, you understand that which A1 is and which is A2. X1, X2 is the centroidal distance of bending moment diagram, and I1 and L1 are the length and moment of inertia respectively, right? So let's try to solve one more problem. We have solved one problem which this one is done. I'm trying to solve this new problem today, in which a continuous beam ABC, the beam is named as ABC, is fixed at one end and loaded as shown in the figure. Find the reaction and end supports. Okay, so now it is a continuous beam along with what it is fixed at its end. Okay, now in such a problems, how we will proceed, how we will calculate the fixed end moments or support reactions, that we are gonna understand today. Okay, here if we see, check here, we have a fixed ends. We have a fixed ends. Now, why am I highlighting it so much? You should understand, when there is a fixed ends, the number of unknowns get increased. How? See, I want to know the reaction at B, that is first unknown. Second, support reaction and moment at this fixed end. Here also support reactions and moment at fixed end. So total number of unknowns here is 6 plus 1. How many are total? 7 number of unknowns. It means the fixity already develops a certain amount of unknowns and a certain number of unknowns, and along with that, the continuous supports which you are meanwhile providing, intermediate supports which you have provided, that adding extra unknowns to your system. Therefore, how to analyze this, we will try to understand with the 3-moment theorem. Now, you can see here I have shown something with the red pen, the extended region here. Why I have taken that extended region in my diagram, we will discuss. First of all, in the first step of Clapeyron's theorem, what you do? We calculate we try to understand the reactions at every support. We will break our system, a continuous beam, into parts, a simply supported beams we will take out of it, and we will separately analyze each of the simply supported beams, right? Each of the simply supported beam will be considered as a considered for analyzing it, and we will calculate its reaction, then we will move for the moment diagram, right? And that's what exactly I have done in the first step. See, I have broke my beam. This is my continuous beam which has a fixed end at both of the ends. I have separated it. This is my first span from A to B, and this is my second plan or a second span, sorry, from B to C. Now both of them I have considered with the simple supports. Both of the span I have considered with the simple supports. Now in this system you can see in the first span I have a couple or moment acting with an intensity or magnitude of 180 kilonewton meter, whereas in the second span you have a uniformly distributed load of a intensity 30 kilonewton per meter, right? In this beam I will try to first of all calculate reactions. How? With the equilibrium equation summation Fx and summation Fy, and summation of moment at particular point equals to 0. We will take a help of this equilibrium equation and we will try to solve for the reactions. Now for first span, we will check for this span. We have summation of a moment at A I am taking equals to 0. Okay, summation of moment at A equals to 0. What will be this is my A point. I will start from this end. 30 into distance 4 plus 2 6. That is making anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise I am taking positive from right hand side. Negative 180. That is a moment only. That's why no need to multiply it again with the force. That is moment only, equals to 0. This okay, here I have wrote directly 30. You should remember it. This is the unknown. Actually you have to put RB. I have already calculated RB, and that's why I wrote 30 there, but here the equation will be RB into 6 minus 180. So 180 divided by 6, how much it will be? 30 kilonewton. So your answer is 30 kilonewton for one span at reaction at B end, and for A end you can calculate similarly. Take a moment at B equals to 0. So RA into horizontal distance 6, clockwise moment positive. This is making again clockwise. Yes, again it is clockwise. Plus 180 equals to 0. Okay, now RA equals to 180 minus 180 divided by 6. So here the very important change is this support reaction is negative. Negative means it is downward in direction. Vertically downward in direction. This is vertically upward in direction. Make a change over here. Yes. Now reactions are done. Reaction we have calculated. You can calculate now bending moment diagram. How you will proceed? From A you will take, this is of 30 kilonewton force into perpendicular distance 4. At simple support, we all know at simple support reaction will be, bending moment will be 0. Moving ahead, we will take this 30 kilonewton into 40. 30 into 40, how much? 120. Now at 120 you have, this is negative because 30 is acting in downward direction, right? Plus 180. Plus 180, how much it will be? 60. Plus 60, that's why you have taken upward. Then you have to go for this end, which is end support. That will be 0. So this is my bending moment diagram for given loading, right? Next is standard formula, uniformly distributed load throughout the span of your beam. So here it is simply supported. You have uniformly distributed loading upon it. and the magnitude of it is 30 kilonewton. What will be the standard formula? WL square by 8. That gives me a value at maximum bending moment is 60 of this parabola. Right. Now we will move back to our original diagram where I have extended this dummy spans. Okay, so look at this. I want to calculate the fixed end moment at A and at C. But to calculate fixed end moment at A, I have to take three conjugative supports. If I have taken this dummy load to make the three conjugative supports at this A, first support at at A dash first support, at A second support, and at B third support. So my span will be A dash A B. That is my first span, and my second span will be from A B C. That will be my second, and third will be from B C to C dash, from B C to C dash. That will be my third span. That is how I am approaching it. I have taken the extra or extended span, dummy span I have introduced into my B to make my analysis possible, because I want to take the moments at fixed support, and to do so I need to take down the Clapeyron's theorem or three moment theorem for the three conjugative supports, and for that I have added this extra dummy span in my calculations in my B. Right. But you must be wondering then, if I have taken the bending moment diagram and I have taken the 6AX calculation, but I have not done anything for this dummy load. So you have to understand that for the dummy load, which is not actually in my beam, actually not a part of my system, for that you can you should not do the analysis for it, because we have assumed it is not there. Okay. Now next, calculation of ratio 6AX divided by IL. Here A will be stands for the area of this whole bending moment diagram, area of a whole bending moment diagram. How I will calculate it? Area of lower bending moment diagram plus area of upper. But the lower bending diagram is of negative magnitude. Whatever magnitude it comes with the sign which is negative in magnitude. Therefore, in calculation, see here, A1 area will be 1/2 of 120 into 4, but I have wrote it with the negative sign. Why? Because the magnitude 120 is negative in nature. Okay. Why negative? Because it is making hogging bending moment. It is developing a hogging bending moment. I hope you have understood the concept of sagging and hogging. If you are known with it, then you will understand why I am taking it negative. Okay. Then A2 will be 1/2 60 into this length. 1/2 60 into 2, but that I am taking positive because it is on the positive side of my bending moment diagram. Right. Now analyze or find a whole area, total area of my bending moment diagram, negative 240 plus positive 60. That will give me a area as 120, negative 120. Now I calculating x bar. How I will calculate x bar? A1 into x1 plus A2 into x2 divided by A1 plus A2. That is the calculation, right? And similarly, A1 is minus 240 into its centroid. Let's go to the diagram. Yes, area of this is negative 240 into centroid. From A support I am considering my centroid. Okay, from A support I am considering my centroid. That will be 2/3 of length. That is what I have wrote here. Plus what? Area of this triangle, which is positive 60 into a centroid from A support. Right, that will be 4, or first initial this distance. Okay, let me make it clear to you. I am taking the centroidal distance from A support. For first, it will be 2/3 of length of this triangle. Next, this distance is already covered, 4 plus centroid of this triangle, 1/3 of 2. That's what I have wrote here. And do the calculation in your calci. You will get area from A support, centroidal distance from A support is negative 2 meter, right? Now you can write it negative 2 meter, but it is not, distance will be not in a negative sign. Distance will not be in a negative sign. Though it is come with the negative, you should remember that distance cannot be in a negative sign, or yes, you can write it in the negative sign only if you are considering the coordinate system, and my coordinate is placed into the negative axis of my coordinate system. Then you can write it negative, but here you will write it as it is 2 meter, right? Now because here this negative sign doesn't represent anything, but here you can you must thinking then why bending moment is coming with the negative sign, because it represents the nature of its movement. Is it hogging or sacking? That tells us. That's why it comes with the slab. Next, here I am calculating 6ax bar divided by IL, where A is 2/3 into 60 into 4. 2/3 into 60 into 4. What is 2/3 into 60 into 4? That is area of parabola. We have a parabolic bending moment diagram here, which is area of that is 2/3 into length into height. Now how I have taken the height? Because I know the maximum bending moment in this parabolic diagram will be WL square by 8. That gives me the answer 60. Therefore, I have taken height as a 60 and length as a 4 meter. 4 meter, right? And centroidal distance. It is, as you can see, it is symmetrical. The centroid will lie at its exact half distance. That is 2 meter, right? Now area again, that is minus 240 plus 60, which is negative 180. That we have already calculated, and I have said the centroidal distance cannot be in a negative sign. You can simply write it 2 meter and 4 meter, even the area. Yes. Now go to the application part, where we will apply the equation of Clapeyron's theorem. In this equation, you have to put the values which we have already calculated. How? See here, moment at A dash, that I have wrote 0 because I know that is a dummy force. That is a dummy force. That is dummy area. Then 2ma into L by 2, L2 by I1 plus L2 by I2 plus this whole equation. Now, since I am considering a prismatic beam where the depth and length of my beam is not changing, that's why I remain same for each of the span of my beam, of my continuous beam. Then simplify it. You will get a equation as 12ma plus 6mb is equals to negative 70. Now, in the case of area, I have put the value negative, that you have to remember. Okay, not in this area, because this is the area of dummy span. So area you will write for the next span, which is plus into negative 180 into 4. 4 will be a centroidal distance. Here you take the centroidal distance. See here, that is your extended dummy span. Okay, here one support, 1 2 3. Okay, so this will be a L1, this will be giving you I1, this will be your L2 and providing you I2. And when you say A2 will be a area for this span, okay, which will be a area of this bending moment diagram. That is minus 180. Now for x bar, you should remember x bar for L1 you will take from A dash side, and x bar for x2 you will take it from A, B and from C side. Okay, so x1 from A dash, x2 from C dash side. Okay, simplify it, you will get a new equation. Next, reaching for the next span, calculating it for next span. What will be my next span? This is my fixed end, this is my B support, this is my second fixed end. I am trying to write it now. Apply the Clapeyron theorem for A, B and C span. Okay, for this span I am talking. The bending moment for first span is like this, bending moment for second span is like this, and I1 will be from here, L1 from here, I2, L2, right? So let's apply the or put the values in this equation and simplify it. Okay, so MA will be there because at fixed end moment has to be developed. That moment we are trying to calculate. So MA into I2 L2 plus twice of MB L2 LC here. This is your A support, this is your fixed end, that is A, B, C. Now I have said this is I1 L1 and then this will be I2 L2. This will be I3 L3. That's why for with MA you are writing I2 L2. With MB you will write I2 L2 plus I3 L3, right? And for MC you are writing L3 by I3 and rest of it. Put the values of area. Area for this bending moment diagram was minus 180 into 2, and area for next trapezoid parabolic shape is 240. Centroid, now look at the centroidal distances. Centroidal distances for this system is x2 bar will be from A and x3 bar, this is x3 bar, will be from C support. Okay, put the all values. Now see, I am explaining each and everything. What you're supposed to do only is take the values from upper diagrams and put it into this equation. Simplify it. Simplifying is just a mathematical form. Simplify it and you will get the equations. Write down the equation number 1, equation number 2, and the next will be equation number 3. Okay, so here when you for equation number 3 you are writing down for the which span. This is your fixed end A, this is your B support, this is your fixed end at C and C dash. Now you are writing equation for BCC dash. Okay, you will take a X here as a 3, I3 L3, here X4 A4 I4 L4. Okay, X3 will be from B side, X4 will be from C side. Okay, put the all values and simplify the equation. You will get the equation third as 4MB plus 8MC equals to 480, right? Now take the equation 1, 2, 3 and use your calci and identify, calculate the moment A, moment B and moment C. How you will do that? You have a calci with you. Go to the calci in the calci you go for the equation. Okay. Okay, see here you have such a calci with you. Go to the on it and go to the equations. Okay. In the mode, this is the mode. In the mode you go for the equation. If you tap it, if you pressed it thrice, you will come with the name here as a equation. Okay, that for that select or press 1. Now they will ask you 2 unknowns or 3 unknowns. So how many unknowns are here? See, How many unknowns are here? 1, 2 and 3. 3 unknowns are here. So you should select a 3 from here. That will be with press 3 button. Now what is A1? Okay, what is A1 they will ask. From the equation, we have this 3 equation. This will be my A1, this will be my A2. Okay, this will be my A3 and this will be my A. Wait a minute. See, A1, A2 or C constant. Then C, B1, B2 and C1 you can call it C2. And similarly in the third equation you have C1, C2 and the constant C3 here. Namings will be different. Here they have given in your calci as A1, B1, C1, D1, A2, B3. Okay, so the namings will be different in your calci, which I have told you, but put the values in it. Okay, if you don't know, you can ask me personally on official groups of our college, and try to first of all do with yourself. Try your hands on it, and then if you don't understand, just ask me. I will help you. Okay, thank you so much. Here our session ends. In the next class we will go with the equilibrium. In the next class we will go with the third type of a beam, which is cantilever beam, which we are going to solve with the Castigliano's theorem. So read the Castigliano's theorem, what is it and how I'm gonna apply it to solve cantilever beams, that we will learn into next class. Thank you so much.